Happening now, vaccinations take a big jump where Chautauqua County stands in stopping COVID-19. Plus, turning the river green, the latest on the just scheduled event that will do just that.
Well, it was a messy morning this morning, but is there any more of that rain and sleet and freezing rain on the way? I'll tell you about it next as the news at noon starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. The number of those vaccinated against COVID-19 in Chautauqua County is now over 28,000. That's according to the new numbers announced by New York State leaders yesterday. The figure makes up 22% of the county's population. Nearby Cattaraugus County reports over 14,000 of its residents have had at least one of the vaccines, making up 19% of the people living there. Touring a downstate mass vaccination site yesterday, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says efforts to vaccinate New Yorkers are paying off with record low COVID-19 activity statewide. He says even though the vaccination process has gone well so far, there's still a way to go. The governor announcing he'll be getting his dose of the vaccine soon.
I'm going to take mine at a pop-up center in a black community because I want to make that point, and I want to take a Johnson & Johnson because I want to make the point that the Johnson & Johnson is safe. So I'm going to take mine in the coming days.
The governor says it's important to make the vaccine increasingly available in communities that have been hit the hardest. Well, a plea to Americans from top U.S. health officials urging everyone to keep up public health measures for fear of coronavirus cases surging when weather gets warmer. As Mandy Gaither reports, the CDC could change some of its guidelines when it comes to social distancing at schools now as well.
In just about every state, the more contagious coronavirus variant first identified in the UK has been found. It's still projected to become the dominant variant in the U.S. by the end of this month or early April.
In some states, Florida and California, it's up to 25%. In other states, it's lower.
With travel hitting a pandemic record over the weekend, top U.S. health officials fear a potential spike in COVID-19 cases.
We have seen footage of people enjoying spring break festivities maskless. This is all in the context of still 50,000 cases per day. I'm pleading with you for the sake of our nation's health. These should be warning signs for all of us. Cases climbed last spring. They climbed again in the summer. They will climb now if we stop taking precautions when we continue to get more and more people vaccinated.
Meanwhile, the CDC is reviewing new data on physical distancing after a study published in the journal Clinical Infectious Diseases showed similar infection rates for mask-wearing students and staff at Massachusetts public schools at 6 feet and 3 feet of physical distancing.
The question actually prompted more studies to be done, so we know more are forthcoming. We're taking all of those data carefully and revisiting our guidances in that context.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Mandy, thank you. Yesterday, Dr. Anthony Fauci said the percentage of the U.S. population that needs to get vaccinated for the nation to reach herd immunity remains an exclusive number, and says the U.S. should just be concerned about getting as many people vaccinated as quickly as possible. Well, speaking of, the first children have gotten Moderna's dose of the COVID-19 vaccine today. It's part of the pharmaceutical company's pediatric clinical trial. About 6,700 children in the United States and Canada between the ages of 6 months and 11 are participating. They're getting 2 doses of the vaccine spaced out about 28 days apart. As the trial continues, some children will be getting a placebo. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration authorized emergency use of Moderna's shot for adults back in December. Well, the Chautauqua River will be turned green this weekend in honor of St. Patrick's Day. The Jamestown mayor's office announced the news this morning that the event will take place Saturday at 11 o'clock at the JAMA parking lot. In a statement, Mayor Eddie Sundquist tells us residents in attendance should wear a mask and practice social distancing, saying turning the river green is a proud Jamestown tradition that he's happy to see continuing after last year's was called off because of COVID-19. The mayor says because the event is happening outside, he feels it will be easy to stay socially distant while celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Certainly very exciting to get some of these traditions back here to Jamestown. Let us know what you think about this and more in the comments down below. We certainly would love to hear from you. And that file footage from a couple years ago has quite a bit of snow in it. We'll get a check as to whether we'll see the same type of scene coming up this weekend in just a bit. Good to see Lisa. Good to see Diane. Greg Joseph, happy spring to you. Hopefully you're doing well. He says spring break in Jamestown is what they are asking for. Good to see Connie and Mark as well. Hopefully you all are having a great day out there. Well, now let's get to that aforementioned forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter standing by live with that. And Dakota, for many this morning, it was a bit of a slick go out there.
Yes, it was. We had a little bit of freezing rain that came down early this morning. We're talking about 6, 7, and 8 o'clock this morning. There was a little patch of freezing rain, something we told you about yesterday, would have been coming our way basically early this morning. This is a live look over Lakeside Park, and you can see some of the little minor ice accumulation that has fallen there. 30 degrees. The temperatures have been below freezing this morning, and that has been the issue as to why there's been some slick spots. You can see that pink line as the radar loops back around. You'll actually see that pink right there. That's that freezing rain line where we had that sleet and freezing rain this morning. And we actually had some minor ice accumulations of about 0.03 of an inch. And that's relatively minor, but it was enough to actually cause a little bit of light glazing on some of your cars. I know my car had some ice on it this morning, and so that's actually all hightailed off to the northeast. And the remainder of the afternoon should be mainly dry, minus the chance of a spotty drizzle here or there. 33 was the high yesterday. We bottomed out at 28 this morning again. Part of that reason why we had that freezing drizzle. 8 and 1 little lonely degree was the record high and low for this day. So through the afternoon, lots of clouds, patchy wintry mix of snow, sleet, and possibly some freezing rain. Otherwise, just mostly cloudy, a bit of a breeze, 34 to 40. With the winds going south 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now we get into a nice day for St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. A little bit more rain, then up goes the temperatures. We'll talk about it in a few minutes.
Well, 50% of registered voters here in New York say they don't think embattled Governor Andrew Cuomo should resign. The governor has been getting a lot of pressure to step aside after being accused of sexual harassment by former employees. Cuomo has also been getting flack for his handling of COVID-19 deaths at state nursing homes. In a poll released yesterday by Siena College, 57% of people said they were happy with the way the governor has handled the allegations, while 32% say they weren't. The bad news for the governor, only 34% say they would vote for him if he runs again in 2022, while 52% say they would prefer someone else. Well, as Governor Andrew Cuomo tried to return to business as usual yesterday, one of his sexual harassment accusers met via Zoom for more than an hour with investigators working for the state attorney general's office. During the interview, Charlotte Bennett revealed new details about Cuomo's behavior and what she says was a sexually hostile work environment, according to her lawyer, including a claim that the governor frequently made suggestive remarks about the size of her hands. Bennett also provided investigators with 120 pages of recordings to corroborate her accusations. That, according to her legal team. The 25-year-old is one of a number of women who have accused Cuomo of workplace harassment. Some have said he demeaned them with pet nicknames or other objectifying remarks. A few, including Bennett, have said they believe the governor was probing their interest in a sexual relationship. Cuomo also faces an allegation that he groped a female staff member under her skirt after summoning her to the governor's mansion in Albany late last year. Next, hear a lot more to tell you about how much federal money is coming to Jamestown's airport. And later, take me out to the bowl game. We speak with leaders from the Jamestown Tarp Skunks about how to do just that to get fans back to the ballpark this summer. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
with coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Remember when you were a kid, huddled around the television waiting for your school to close? Well, we don't get snow days. When winter weather hits, count on the First Defense Weather Team for a look into the future where the snow is headed next. Live radar showing you the scope of the storm, and real-time reports from the field. So when it matters most, stay with First Defense Weather.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Honest John's has what you're looking for. When you want it good, we're gonna give you lots more.
From freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has what you're looking for. And now 2 great locations, East 2nd Street and Fairmount Avenue. Order takeout or delivery today online at honestjohns.pizza.
You're gonna get it good at Honest John's.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. Leaders in nearby Pennsylvania expanded more business and event capacity limits yesterday. Starting on Easter Sunday, bars and restaurants can raise indoor capacity limits to a maximum of 75%, that from 50%. But they must follow the state's social distancing requirements, which include wearing a mask except for when eating and drinking, and keeping tables at least 6 feet apart. Also going away is a ban on seating at the bar and serving alcohol after 11 o'clock, as well as a requirement that patrons must order food with their drinks, something New York still has in place. This all as COVID-19 hospitalizations continue to decline and the number of people getting vaccinated rises. Other businesses can also move to 75% of their max capacity, including personal services like salons, gyms, casinos, theaters, and malls. Well, the Chautauqua County Jamestown Airport is among several airfields in western New York slated to receive funding, part of the latest government relief package. U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer says both the Jamestown and Dunkirk airports will receive $32,000, part of the PAC. He says the money is meant to help airports and transportation systems keep operating while New York works to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. And that bill is signed and more checks beginning to be delivered, but the Biden White House just getting started on a new phase of its $1.9 trillion COVID relief plan. They're now trying to pitch out on the road today, and it's no coincidence that their tour will include some key battleground states. Karen Kafa has the details for us.
With one phase down, another begins. President Joe Biden turning to the implementation of the COVID relief bill he signed last week.
We're going to make sure that the benefits of the American Rescue Plan go out quickly and directly to the American people where they belong.
Biden on Monday announced that Gene Sperling, a top economic official in both the Clinton and Obama administrations, will oversee implementation of the nearly $2 trillion economic recovery plan. At the same time, top Biden White House officials are hitting the road to explain to voters what the money will do for them.
We're going to open schools, and we're going to do it safely.
Vice President Kamala Harris headed to Nevada Monday, her first stop of a battleground state blitz with the 2022 midterms already in mind.
Thank you all.
The White House setting timelines like calling on all states to make all adults eligible for vaccines by May 1st and a return to some normalcy by July 4th.
We have come a long way from where we were in early January, but we still have much work to do.
Public health experts say the burden of the work rests not only on the Biden administration, but also the American people.
Our best protection about them is either not getting infected, so wearing a mask and maintaining some distancing, or getting a shot in arm.
The Biden administration also launching a $250 million education campaign, complete with national advertising encouraging vaccines. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Karen, thank you. Among the stops is nearby Pennsylvania, where President Biden is expected to speak in Philadelphia today. In what many describe as a first sign of spring, New York's statewide burn ban went into effect today. The ban, which is enforced by the New York State DEC, aims to reduce wildfires during the spring months. Once the ban is lifted on May 14th, recreational fires are okayed through the summer. DEC officials asked, though, that those fires are not larger than 3 feet wide and 2 feet tall, with materials consisting of clean, seasoned firewood. Furthermore, officials say the fires must be supervised at all times. A water source also should be nearby in the event the fire becomes too large or spreads beyond its bounds. Now, open burning, the DEC says, is the single greatest cause of wildfires here in New York. Certainly, wouldn't it be great to get out and enjoy some of that? Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now as we get a check of some headlines here this hour. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comments down below. It's great to see Alan. Good to see Morris. Good to see Heather, Mark, and Samantha as well. Hopefully you're all having a good day. We appreciate you tuning in. I certainly am excited, Dakota, for spring and subsequently summer when we get there and we can get out and enjoy some of the great outdoors, because today probably isn't the best day for a fire, although you might need it to keep you warm, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, the burn ban is very important because, a lot of people say, well, the government can't tell me what to do. Well, the thing is, the burn ban is important because at this time of the year, the ground is still frozen.
Yeah.
So the ground is relatively dry. And plus, some parts of the southern tier still haven't reached out of the abnormally dry condition that we were left over with from the summer of last year. So with the ground being relatively dry, and if you start a bonfire or whatever and it gets out of control, it only takes like that for it to spread into a wildfire with the ground so dry. So that is why the burn ban is very important. So you can't ignore something like that. I know a lot of people have complaints about it, but it's very, very important to prevent wildfires.
Of it spreading, we actually, a couple of years ago, I think we had a pretty good large brush fire. It was by no means like a California wildfire like you see, but in Falconer, where crews were dispatched to extinguish a fire that took up several yards because of flame. And certainly if you're going to go out and do it responsibly, and I think my family, we love bonfires, especially during the summer. Right, you're out off the patio enjoying life, and that's one of the big things that you got to do. And it's always important to keep track of where your fire is, where your water is, and keep people safe. And I think that's one of the big things as we head to spring. At least I'm thinking about is it's like, when can I get outside? Today, not such a great day.
No, and especially this morning. Now, we talked about this during first weather. This was my car this morning. A nice glazing of ice this morning, and I'm sure a lot of your cars probably looked the same way. Officially, this was 3/100ths of an inch. That's the official measurement, 3/100ths of an inch. So again, it wasn't a whole lot of ice, but it was enough to create some slick spots and some minor ice accumulation. And again, a lot of it had to do with the temperatures below freezing. Lots of clouds downtown right now, and the temperature still is actually below freezing at 30 as a noon hour. So that's the issue with the air temperature basically below freezing. Any drizzle or any rain that falls or any snow does have the chance to freeze on contact. Southeast wind to 9, so the wind chill is down to 21, so it's going to be another cold day out there, so it's another jacket on kind of day. This is what's left of that to wintry precipitation that we had. It's moved off to the northeast now, so that's pretty much the good news. And the storm system is actually passing just to our south, but you can see that band of snow and mixed precipitation coming up into the Tug Hill region. And high pressure is going to be returning as we go into the day tomorrow. You can see that little dome of clear skies right there. That's the high pressure that's going to come in. But as we go through tomorrow, if you have friends or family down here across the deep south, this is going to be a big deal. A level 4 out of 5, a moderate risk, is defined by the Storm Prediction Center for portions of the deep south. This includes Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama. There's a level 3 out of 5, the enhanced, and then the slight is the yellow. And there is the chance we could see some strong, violent tornadoes down here tomorrow. So if you have friends or family down here, let them know on that, because tomorrow could be a very rough day down there. But getting back to local weather, yeah, we don't have any severe weather around here, but a lot of clouds around. Basically, that'll do it. Future Scan, I think, is being too optimistic with the clearing here through the afternoon. I think clouds are really going to stay through the day, the afternoon. And then clouds will stick around as we go through tonight, and then partial clearing as we go through the day tomorrow for St. Patrick's Day. It's not going to be full sunshine, but there's going to be sun and clouds mixing through the day, throughout the day on St. Patrick's Day. If you're going to party, do it responsibly. Ubers, Lyfts, please. Thank you. And then as we go into Thursday, our next storm system will come our way, and that should be mainly rain showers for much of the area. So temperatures today, yeah, another cold day here, likely mid to upper 30s. We'll do it for most areas. Just another day of cold, icy drizzle, and maybe some wintry mix, especially early on before the temperatures head up above freezing. How about the future? Next 7 days brought to you by 42 degrees and sunny. 51 tomorrow. Should feel nice. 44 back on Thursday with the storm system, mostly rain. Back to cold on Friday, partial sunshine. And look at the weekend. It should be nice out there for the river turning green downtown. 48, and then by next Monday, about the lower 60s with sunshine. We'll take a break. Be right back. First Defense Weather is sponsored by 42 Degrees and Sunny, smoking deals on smoking accessories. Learn more at 42degreesandsunny.com. That's 42degreesandsunny.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news. It's not just what we say, it's what we do.
Local first. It isn't just our slogan. It's our mindset every single day. So whether you're watching our daily live streams or staying up to date with reports on our website and mobile app, you'll always see the same attention to detail from reporters who passionately care about our community, who have one goal in mind: to always put the facts first.
For me, it's more than just getting the forecast right. What I love the most about my job is that I come into work every day to help break down the weather, letting people know how this is going to impact their day. We take pride that First Defense Weather is the only local weather team in the Southern Tier. We don't just copy and paste our weather from outside sources. Every part of our forecast is handmade right here in-house, something our team really takes pride in.
What matters to you matters to us. Every story, every day. WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at 1ball4tc.com.
Sorry about that. No, I've been staying at my dad's place because of everything.
Where are we going?
He's good. Yeah, I know, we keep missing each other. I've been working out of my dad's house, doing some reading. I should be working out more. I just feel like I'm drowning.
Navigating these times can be tough, but while you care for your loved one, you also need to care for yourself. Go to aarp.org/caregiving for free mental health and self-help tips.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. Finally here today, baseball fans in Jamestown will soon be able to return to the ballpark if team leaders with the Jamestown Tarp Skunks have their way. Their summer season kicks off with back-to-back home games the second week of June. And as WNY News Now's Andrew Kane explains, the team aims to put on a summer to remember.
We're very confident that we're going to be able to get a decent number of fans, a large number of fans in here at Dietrich Park and do it safely, following all best practices.
That's Jacob Kinberg, the Jamestown Tarp Skunks Director of Business Operations, who is hopeful that after a year shutdown due to COVID-19, they can not only resume play, but get fans back in the stands.
We plan to have yard games, COVID permitting, some other things, kids zone, COVID permitting, that we're out working with them right now. So to have all these different entertainment outlets outside of the actual 9 innings on the field, which is going to be great baseball, but if baseball isn't for you, there's always going to be something for you to do here at the stadium.
Kinberg is not only aiming to offer a safe summertime activity for families, but an affordable one as well.
Really, a night out, we think of that family of four, husband, wife, kids, coming out, $20 to get in for 3 hours of entertainment. And really, you know, I think that's about as affordable as it's going to get. Definitely cheaper than going to the movies.
Jamestown has a long history of successful baseball at Russell E. Dietrich Jr. Park, and this year the team will honor the sports legacy on the 80th anniversary of the ballpark.
Russ Dietrich is just, he's a baseball lifer. He's always been a huge proponent of baseball in Jamestown. Again, whether that was youth, professional, adult, any type of baseball, he was involved, and he's been a great steward for the city, really, in guiding us through the many affiliations we've had back when it was the Jammers, and up through now, and as he chairs the board of directors for our for the Tarp Skunks now in Jamestown Community Baseball.
This is the first time the team will play under the new Tarp Skunk branding after the Jamestown Jammers management moved to Milwaukee in 2018. Andrew Kane, WNY News Now.
Andrew, thank you. To learn more about purchasing your tickets, visit tarpskunks.com. Certainly exciting. Let us know what you think about that more in the comments down below. It looks like normal stuff is coming back, Dakota, because when you hear about that baseball, and really pre-COVID, it's been a bit since we had some good baseball playing there when the Jammers management moved to Milwaukee and now rebranded as the Tarp Skunks. They did all that right up until COVID, and then obviously had to put a pause on it for another year. And now it's great to see that they're coming back full force and remembering some of the living history that's right here in Jamestown with Russell E. Dietrich Jr. and the amazing ballpark, and how much work goes into all of that too. It's really incredible.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not the world's biggest baseball fan.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, there were a few times when I was a kid, you know, we would go to the baseball park when it was the Jammers, and we would watch a game. And I think I went with my brother once or twice.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you know, it's definitely one of the, I think it's one of the most, what's the word I'm looking for?
Treasured, I think, thing here locally, and memorable, because it seems like everybody's got that memory of a time out with the fam, seeing the Jams. And it's really awesome that
that's
we're
the
going to
next
be able
rhyme
to get back
time
to
puzzle
it.
on Wheel of Fortune.
I can rhyme anytime, yo.
Justin's rap record drops on Apple Music tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Another really awesome event that's coming up will be the changing of the river, which I didn't think. I was kind of shocked, Dakota. I don't know about you, but to see that was happening, that we're going to bring that back. I was expecting maybe another year, but the mayor's office says good to go.
Yeah, because, you know, I wasn't sure if they were doing anything because we hadn't heard, as far as I know, I can only speak for myself, but I can't speak for our newsroom. But, you know, I hadn't heard anything in regards to any St. Patrick's Day festivities, so I just assumed they weren't doing it.
Yeah, no,
and
same
then
here.
all of a sudden, we got an email this morning, and it said, hey, you know, we're going to be doing this, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
Right, it's great, it's great. So we'll certainly hope to see a lot of you out there Saturday, and if you can't go there, or maybe you're not comfortable with going in person, I talked to our chief photographer. We're going to be out there. We'll have a live stream of it as well. Can't miss it. It's going to be great. So, and I'm sure the weather for it too. Right now, kind of chilly, but maybe we'll get warmer. Maybe.
Oh yes, it will. 30 to 35 tonight. Mainly cloudy, just for a chance for that light drizzle. But take a look at the 7-day here. Tomorrow should be mainly dry for St. Patrick's Day. 51 clouds and sunshine again. If you're going to be doing any celebrating, lifts, Ubers, carpooling, please. 44 on Thursday, but Saturday should be lots of sunshine and temperatures up to almost near 50 for the festivities. But it might be chilly in the morning. Look at that low on Friday morning of 19.
Yeah, so certainly you're still going to want to bundle up, and obviously
but at least there won't be any snow.
Right, exactly. It'll look a lot different than that file footage we've been rolling of it, where we had the big piles of snow piles that you'll have to try to get through, but you'll be able to see it there with the kids. And I hope they'll have the leprechaun out too. That would be nice if they always have that ceremonial, as it comes under the bridge. It's just so cool. Our community is so awesome. So let us know what you think about these.
We're only one of a few, I believe, who do it.
Yeah, we are.
I know they do it in Chicago.
Chicago and us. I think that's it. So it's pretty good. Big news. Great to see Candy. Good to see Cindy. She says it's awesome trying to get people going this year. Certainly, we're rounding the hump. That's for sure. Well, that's going to do it for us today. We'll leave you with this live look over Chautauqua Lake. Maybe a little green water out there.
But that's going to be the seaweed.
Right. We're back tomorrow. Hope to see you then.